So transport carbon reduction. So there's about 3 strands here that are important to us, and the first strand for us is just not to drive the product at all. Unlike other large consumer goods companies, we are making the majority of our product in GB, 90% is made in GB, so we're not bringing in a lot of product across territories from Europe. But what we do within GB is something I think is even smarter. We actually try and make in region and sell in region. So what you're saying is, let's try to make sure a product only goes on one truck. So even where you store your product, even putting on a little truck to move it a couple of miles, that is still too many miles in our book. If you have to move it, then make sure the truck is full, and also make sure that the truck that's brought the product in was either front hauling a supply or has come from one of your customers' stores. So we're very much into front haul and back haul, and delivering around about 1 million kilometre saving every year in that area. So if you're going to have to drive it, you've done everything else, then make sure your drivers are being efficient. There are lots of good technologies and black box technologies now that our drivers can use to drive efficiently and reduce their fuel and their carbon emissions. But then the third area, finally, is obviously using technologies and using them to the right advantages. There's lots happening in Europe, and you'd expect us to be working in these areas. So in France, very interested now in using rail more, and in Norway we're already at 40% for all our rail transport. In the Netherlands, there's an opportunity that the government's introduced of longer vehicles, which is efficient and driving improvements. And of course, there's the water. You'd expect in the Netherlands there's an opportunity using water. Let's talk a little bit about GB, and I think this is interesting. The 44-ton truck, that is what we're using the most in terms of transporting our product. And we're using third-party logistics guys like Stobart's and Tennant's, and this is where there is an opportunity to use a biofuel technology. Now, at the moment, we're using diesel and natural gas, but we believe there is an opportunity to use biogas as that secondary gas, and there are savings, probably 15–20% savings there around that. And then there's the local fleet, an example of which is here today. They're the 20 to 1 ton vehicles. Historically, we've used diesel trucks, and these are very much the local in-town vehicle that's delivering to smaller operations, and particularly, say, schools and hospitals. And this is probably the area I want to talk a little bit more about, because we do believe we've been doing some work here that you'll particularly find interesting. It is a one-vehicle trial. We did build a refuelling station in Enfield to support this trial. We work very much with Senex and Loughborough University to quantify the results, and we tested, for anyone who wants to, at Millbrook to understand the savings. The biogas is sourced from a landfill site in Surrey, and we're very, very pleased with the results that we're seeing and the step change that some of this type of thinking brings. So for the Olympics, and in Q4 of this year, we'll announce 1.75 million spend to take our number of trucks, biogas, up to 14. That will make sure that in the Olympics, every delivery we make will be made on one of these vehicles, which will help us to deliver our green objectives for the Olympics. And that is very special for us and shows our commitment to doing the right things. And as I say, we aren't the experts in biogas, but what we do want to do is make sure that as a business we grow successfully, but we do that in the right way, in the most sustainable way.